This is New Brunswick's largest hospital, the St. John Regional. Providing healthcare, education, and social services is a key function of every Canadian province. But in New Brunswick, there's a problem with that because New Brunswick does not have sufficient tax revenues to afford services like this. New Brunswick is a beautiful province, but it has one of the weakest economies in North America. It ranks 58th out of 60 among all U.S. states and Canadian provinces in terms of economic output per person. And household incomes in New Brunswick are about 20% lower than the Canadian average. A weak economy and low incomes makes it difficult for the New Brunswick government to raise enough tax revenue to pay for basic public services. And so for nearly 70 years now, Canada has operated something called equalization. That is a special funding program that helps poor provinces like New Brunswick pay for their public services. And that funding can be substantial. So this probably looks like a lot of money, and it is. Let's count it out. 1,000, 2,000, 3,561 dollars. It's the exact amount of equalization money that Ottawa plans to send New Brunswick this year per person to help the province pay for public services. So this amount of money, $3,561 per person, when multiplied over 850,000 New Brunswick residents, will bring more than $3 billion to the province. And that's not just an important piece in New Brunswick's budget, it's the most important piece. It's more money than the province itself raises from provincial income tax, from gas taxes, from sales taxes, from property taxes, you name it. In fact, equalization provides so much unrestricted aid to poor provinces like New Brunswick, it's become a point of contention among others, including among provinces who get nothing.
We're asking for the courts to evaluate the fairness of it, the mathematical calculations of it.
Andrew Furey is the Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador, and last year his government went to court to test the fairness of equalization funding. Furey, along with BC Premier David Eby, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith, and Saskatchewan Scott Moe, are all pushing for equalization changes, and few have more to lose from changes than New Brunswick. This year, PEI will receive the most equalization money from Ottawa at $3,629 per person, followed closely by that New Brunswick allocation of $3,561. Nova Scotia and Manitoba are third and fourth, a few $100s per person behind New Brunswick. But after that, amounts decrease rapidly. Quebec will receive less than half the amount New Brunswick does at $1,464 per person. Newfoundland and Labrador will get just $206 per person, and Ontario, $33. And then there's Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia. They receive no equalization money at all because the current formula judges them financially capable of paying for public services without special help. Newfoundland and Labrador's court case about equalization is still pending, but last week Danielle Smith said she's encouraged that 4 provinces are now expressing problems with the equalization program, and she believes that an upcoming federal election will provide an opening to change the program.